anyone from the family?
Hello.
Well, today we are gathered here to review Camping San Francesco on Lake Garda, which offers quite an experience. Then the
Camping?
5 stars, 5 glorious stars.
5.
Feast your eyes on 5 stars, that's it. And also hear my voice clearly, because it's not just about me repeating 5 stars, 5 stars. Let's start then. Camping San Francesco is nestled in Desenzano, though it lies closer to Sirmione, let's say. It is situated on a stunning strip of land facing the lake. Very easy to find with the exit at the Sirmione toll booth. After that, it's merely about 2 to 3 kilometers to reach the destination, making it convenient for everyone. Good.
We all know that Lake Garda is beautiful. This region is enchanting, and you simply cannot deny its allure.
Area, you cannot say anything. There are services everywhere. That is like being at the sea in Bibione or, I don't know, in the Romagna Riviera. So anyway, there is really everything, eh? And you also know that however close, if you want to go about a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes by car, there are amusement parks in the Verona area, so Gardaland, Caneva, and Movieland.
I would add that for those who have never been there, there is also Verona. There is also really
Close.
It's a wonderful city.
So that's it. Strategically, you can do whatever you want, eh? That is anything. Restaurants, bars, there is really everything. There is everything. But we get to the campsite. Here, we tried the experience of the 5-star camping on Lake Garda. We did 4 nights there too. Here we are. We took an equipped pitch, then with water, then unloading and loading water. I had already warned the campsite that I had a very long train, so with a 7.70 meters caravan, they told me yes. There are no problems. Okay, well, let's go into the campground. The campsite. As you have seen from the pictures, when you enter there is a single road that goes directly to the lake. On the right and on the left there are pitches, and in addition there are pitches, those facing the lake. The equipped pitches are 30 meters on the right, the quail 30 meters on the right. Well, there is a problem, because that problem is getting inside with the caravan. There are bottlenecks, when you enter the pitch, and you really struggle to enter. Now we somehow entered the pitch. It was on the right. I had to turn the trailer around with mover and fix it with mover. There is no place to put the car, so if there is no one nearby, you put the car. Otherwise, you have to leave it outside the campsite. What?
The thing is that we had to move the car like 7 times in 4 days, because we would put the car, a caravan or a camper would arrive, then move the car, then another one would arrive, move the car. We moved it 7 times until at some point you picked it up and saw it.
Out, and abia.
Well said, well, it's one.
Which is not an acceptable thing, in my opinion. Because anyway, in all the campsites we went, the car, we always managed to put it near the caravan.
That is either in the pitch directly there was a place, or in any case you had a relatively close parking. However, inside the campsite, instead here you had to leave the campsite, go a long way to get there. In the parking lot where you had your car, so basically the car was inaccessible to you, huh?
Here, then another surprise. The pitch is all like this. That is, I went to see also inside the campsite, and honestly, I did not find a pitch. That it's a pitch? Okay, put at least I don't say in bubble to bubble. But at least let's say it was on the floor.
The people who played Tetris, yes, I saw it.
Of the things, that is caravans in front of, for example, caravans, and put practically with 3 pieces of wood. That is, put things like heroes.
Really on one side and 2 on the other, that is not...
It's not really a thing, that is, one is already arriving.
It's not acceptable there, no.
Is that acceptable? Or anyway, at least you know that I have a long train, and you say, look at that pitch there, would you like it? No, look, give me another one. That is, I arrived at the reception there too, and I said that was a pitch. Goodbye and goodbye. Okay? Okay, we've already been here for a while, because then when I left the campsite, I also threw away the caravan. Because practically to get out, I told you that there was this bottleneck, in which I had to practically turn the car, however. That is, you couldn't turn with one. With an IL,
The problem was that when entering, you were able to use the mover, because at the end of having the narrow entrance to enter, then go from the road to the pitches area, there was a slope at the entrance. So with the mover, you were able to make this slope and then turn around with the caravan with the mover. The problem at the exit was that that slope, there was no longer a slope, it was a climb, and the mover was unable to bring the caravan up.
Hook up and get out of that.
Due to the hooked caravan, it was excessively long to maneuver effectively. And the curve and nothing, we voted.
But's okay, okay?
Good then?
This was an unfortunate experience, and I must emphasize it was very negative.
It was also bad due to the scarcity of people. Pretty, let's say, as we found in the other campsites, that will have been our bad luck, probably.
So?
People are not all the same, unfortunately, and instead of giving us a hand, they were there with their arms crossed.
Up there.
They looked, then burst out laughing as I said twice, okay.
That was it.
It was a problematic situation we encountered, possibly due to our large caravan. If someone has a smaller burp, these issues might not appear. He doesn't meet expectations.
Moreover, listening to those close to the pitches, everyone voiced their complaints.
Ma.
Let's proceed to the camping site.
We arrived at the campground.
So? And the campsite is lakefront. There are beautiful ones, there are beautiful lakeside pitches, and those cost a little more, not much more though. In short, if the next time we go back to San Francesco, I will definitely take the pitches, those facing the lake, because they are a little more manageable also as maneuvers.
Yes, because they are not fenced, they are a little more free.
That's right, there's a beautiful restaurant, which prepares dishes with even more variety, truly a range of everything.
Almost annoying because you heard about those.
Perfumes here, then 115 stars. You see it here, you see it for the bathrooms. You have also seen the video, and the bathrooms really are something clean, spectacular. It should also be done for children. And really, really, really the most beautiful bathrooms I've ever seen so far that we've seen in the campsites.
Another element that gives you 5 stars is the panorama, in the sense that, as you said, the front and lake pitches have a panorama there.
Sunset. There is sunset, and you ride outside with the awning. You eat outside with the sunset, and it's a thing. It's a priceless thing. That is truly spectacular.
So restaurant, bathrooms, panorama, 1 to 5?
Stars, let's say.
Yes.
A nice swimming pool made for children, even for adults. And obviously there too there is the question of who arrives first to get the deck chairs if they take them throughout the day. And there are also facilities at the lake regarding canoes. As for boats, you can also rent boats during the day without a license. And so I would say that
regarding those matters?
About those things there.
However, there are unfortunately some elements that are very important in our opinion, which unfortunately we have to remove stars.
And one of these is the chemical BC. Now when I enter a campsite, obviously as a service, I have to go and empty the chemical BC. So you camping, you have to give me the opportunity to go and empty the chemical bike there in San Francisco. They absolutely have the automatic chemical bike, the one you insert the token or the coin. You put the chemical bike in and then he basically does the wash.
In a nutshell, there is only the chemical bike for a fee. For a fee, it is not
acceptable. Why should one be able to choose if he wants to empty the chemical bike for a fee, or should there be areas to empty the chemical bike? I have also heard opinions from people there, and it is intolerable. That is, there must be these two possibilities, so here for me we really are not there. That's another thing that
it definitely took a few stars off this campsite because it's a key thing in my opinion. Another thing that is certainly not good for 5 stars is precisely the issue of the pitches, all crooked, let's say narrow, difficult to reach, because you know what the issue is, that in my opinion, when you say it has a campsite, it has a caravan of 7.70 meters, they give you a pitch from 8 mem 9 meter and they tell you are there. In reality, it is not so simplifying the thing. That is, you not only have to look that a caravan is 7.70 meter and they give you a pitch of 8 meter, that is, you also have to look that one from these pitches must enter and exit, which if by chance one does not have the mover, or as happened to us at the exit, we were not able to use it, you have to take into account that I have to hook the car, and with the car it is not +1 caravan 7.70 meter, but you arrive. So it was impossible with the car hooked to be able to do that maneuver. If you had the mover chance, then how did you get in? Did you go out? But I repeat, there was a little climb. The mover didn't take me up the caravan because the mover doesn't work miracles. That is, it doesn't pull what it's like to go.
Helper?
Help, a little help.
Understood, huh?
Understood? And so if we couldn't get on anybody to give us a hand, we certainly would never have been able to push it by hand. The only way to get her up from there was by hooking her, that is, and hooking her. We had such a length that it absolutely did not allow us to do the maneuver. So this should not happen in a 5-star campsite. I have to have the chance to enter the pitch comfortably with my car hooked and get out, because if I do not have the mover, that is like one who does not have the mover as.
Yes, but in fact, who has raw motorbikes, campers?
Or were they all in front?
Above the 7M, I advise you, if you go to San Francesco, go to the pitches facing the lake, because otherwise the rest is really in.
Practice this. This experience has taught us that now we don't say, yes, okay, let's stand there, let's be told what the pitch is. I'm gonna see how the pitch is, if you can get in, get out, etc., etc. If the pitch suits us, fine. If not, we change pitch, we change campsite. This mechanism is a bit difficult because with 2 children, and maybe you even drive 7 or 8 hours depending on where you go, it's a bit of a break to have to say, no, now I'm changing campsite, but you can't even break up the caravan every time it was to get in, out, or otherwise. If they put it in, they put it in, and if they remove it, they remove it, understood?
I have 5 stars.
Since I have 5 stars, you give me the opportunity to put the caravan in a certain way, otherwise you will affect me. Problem solved. Here's another thing that brings the camping stars down definitely is the animation, because it was pretty much non-existent. So in the meantime, let's start the animation in the afternoon. I personally saw her for half an hour in the pool for children. They did half an hour of baby dance in the pool, and that's it. I didn't see
Anything else then? No. I saw that they were doing laboratories behind it.
I didn't see that.
There were schedules that made laboratories, well, anyway.
Well, they weren't so immediate, because if my mom doesn't even see them, it means they do. In fact,
All the various activities they did were described there in the pool, because they did the activities in the pool. Elsewhere, they did absolutely nothing. I've never seen camping entertainers.
I've never seen them.
They're always all in.
Swimming pool is always crowded.
They're what to what? So the pool isn't inside the campsite? Exactly. There is a small street with an underpass that goes to the other side, where there are all the houses, bungalows, tutto, and you get to the pool area.
So it's not really immediate. And in +1 evening, we said, well, let's take 4 steps and go there to the pool. Because when we went to the pool, we saw that there was the bar. We saw that there was the stage. Obviously, they didn't do anything, but we said maybe in the evening, understand, they usually do it in campsites, especially the 5 stars in the evening, do something. We went there on a Friday.
Yes, the week, because it is always...
Oh, it's always that week there, so in theory there should still be full of activities. Friday night everything was off, there was nothing organized on stage, everything was dark, even the bar was closed. What do you say, since there is a playground there where so many children went to play, huh? Hell, at least keep the bar open so that maybe the children can play and the parents can drink a coffee, drink a bitter while the children play. No, everything is closed, everything is turned off. A hallucinating sadness. 1 5 stars. This does not have to happen. Another thing that I understand but do not agree with is the cost of entry of strangers, in the sense that being that we were close to home, because being from Verona there, we were close to home. We had a couple of friends with 2 daughters who wanted to come and visit us and do even simply one barbecue with us in short. So those 2-3 hours in the evening to have a barbecue. And we basically asked how much it cost for them to enter the campsite, and they were €15 per adult and €10 per child, therefore.
All day.
Yes, well, but they didn't come for the whole day, no, and it wasn't that they gave us discounts because they came for 2 or 3 hours. It was €15 per adult and €10 per child. Stop point, even if you entered for an hour. Okay, so rightly these friends of ours said, look, excuse me, but I'm not spending €50 to enter your campsite. So we got caught up and went out to eat. Okay, I understand that in the sense that they probably do it with the purpose of preventing you from entering the campsite. A lot of trouble, okay, because if we are on Lake Garda anyway, Lake Garda means young people, parties, etc., etc. So probably they do it with the aim of demoralizing these guys and therefore not come and make a mess with fusion inside the campsite. But on the other hand, there are also situations like ours where you say, crap, I'm close to home, a couple of my friends want to come visit me, they can't pay $50 to enter, understand? So, well, I don't know, the beautiful thing about camping is just that, the fact that you can also have someone who maybe comes to visit you.
With maybe gas, yes. That is, I mean, for example, you will see the review of the beach camping, in short. That is with 3 or 1 he could have done all day.
Now, I'm not saying $3, but not even 15. No, 10 years. No, why?
It has a bit more elasticity and much more.
Elastic or otherwise to be evaluated, in short. So here is certainly the chemical bike speech, piazzale di sestate speech, entrance speech, too expensive in our opinion, for strangers, for foreigners, for outsiders. And what was that other one, the animation speech? Surely, in our opinion, the San Francesco campsite is not worth 5 stars.
Stars.
It's worth 3. Yeah, it's worth 3. I repeat, it has a beautiful view. Surely it is beautiful to stay in the pitches facing the lake, the bathrooms, and the restaurant. But for the rest, absolutely.
No. You mean for this visit we made or not? If things will change later, I don't know, but for sure. 5 stars. That is, if we make a comparison now, it is very fast between June, Lido, which is 1 5 stars, and San Francesco, which is 1 5 stars.
I mean, exactly.
Nothing postponed in comparison.
Postponed repeatedly, there remains the curiosity of placing yourself in front of the lake, but I must say there are other campgrounds that also have lakeside pitches, maybe low.
Over.
Here, maybe I'll change it and go to the lakefront.
Our stay was for 4 nights at an equipped campsite, costing us €325 for the duration.
Not a little.
Quite a bit, right? So we decided to postpone camping and stayed there for some time. If need be, we can explain further.
It's not quite up to 5-star standards.
All right, we'll wrap it up here. Catch you in our next review. Best wishes. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us, leave a like, and your comments are always appreciated. We'll respond promptly. Farewell to everyone and thank you.